Here's Winnebago update number 2. It's about the thunderstorm after being nice and sunny all day. So, where to start? Probably with that. So what happened was he was so offended by everyone's comments about this thing being a turd, is that he decided to step it up a notch, and now it's turbo. So it has a follower performance, or whatever it is, fabrication, manifold on it, which we had to modify. We actually went to his house and got another piece of 90 made into a 45, which now hangs the turbo nicely into the wheel well. It's not even in the engine bay at all. Behold its splendor. So yeah, it's right there near the floor. There's more of the manifold. So yeah, works out pretty good actually. Here's our crossover setup. We cut the factory, this is a factory truck manifold. We tried a Corvette manifold and it was worse. So we cut this pretty short, welded a V-band onto it, and then just ran 2.5 inch with a flex right there up into the back of the turbo manifold. You can see this thing fits like a glove. Like, it just clears the motor mounts unintentionally. Like, this wasn't planned. It just happens to fit. That's how that works. Oh, and there is a 60mm eBay wastegate right there underneath. It's going to dump onto the ground. That's probably the extent of that. This is your generic eBay GT45 turbo. I think he said it was $180. It came with a special tube of turbo oil and a pair of white gloves. I shit you not. And you can see here, I actually fixed the brakes already. I know a lot of people posted links in the other video about like part numbers and such. I already had this stuff before that video was even uploaded, so it isn't exactly in real time. But we found the rotors, found the calipers, found the hoses. The brake pads that are listed on those sites are incorrect. They're like 2 inches too short. So luckily these brake pads were brand new. They're old, but they're brand new. But they have plenty of thickness on them. So we just rolled with them. They weren't grooved or anything. So brakes are no longer seized. Those roll pretty good. Repacked the wheel bearings. So, you know, at least the brakes are good to go. At least the fronts. We'll see how the rears are. But they worked at least. The engine now has a front sump pan from a GTO, which very nicely clears the axle now. Going to be running the turbo feed from that plate on the end there, then return into the pan. The power steering, get this, we had the bracket on, we took it off because of the turbo, but it fits the factory hoses. I just had to swap the fitting out of the back of the pump. Believe it or not, this Winnebago had a GM pump on a 440. So we just swapped the metric O-ring fitting for a flare to receive in the back of the power steering pump. And this line, like, lines directly up with the pump. And then there's just a clamp return. So the power steering is good. Like, it'll just work with all the factory stuff. And then we have a Trailblazer intake manifold. There is a 3-bolt to 4-bolt adapter on the manifold because we're running a drive-by-wire throttle body, which will be nice because we won't have to worry about hooking up to the gas pedal. And then he just brought 80-pound injectors, I believe, and put them in the, you know, stock rails there and everything. We're running a returnless setup. It's going to be the return's going to be in the fuel filter underneath the RV. And it's kind of hard to see, or maybe not. But the factory drive shaft fits. We put a new carrier bearing on, which, believe it or not, AutoZone had in stock. So that was kind of nice. The U-joint was kind of interesting. The Winnebago uses a 5380 U-joint, which is, I guess, kind of unique to Dodge trucks and Winnebagos. The yoke he had for the 4080 was a 1350, I believe, which we couldn't find an adapter U-joint for. So we got a 1410 yoke, and they do make a 1410 to 5380 adapter U-joint. So this actually fits completely without cutting the drive shaft. It's all factory Winnebago drive shaft. But that's where we're at for now. About the only other update is that we test fit the radiator, and we're going to move it forward. If I remember right, I think it was sitting here. But we think we can just move it up into one of these other holes, give us more clearance, because we'd like to use the factory belt-driven fan. But we want to make sure we still have room for the AC condenser because, yes, we're going to make the air conditioning work on this. And hefty trans cooler. But yeah, I should have more updates next week on this insanity.